I'm going to take you through 3 of my favorite variations of the landmine for combat sports athletes. Now, there's nothing amazingly special about the landmine as a tool compared to other tools, barbells, dumbbells, etc. But the landmine does provide some advantages in some situations, and I'll explain that in just a second. But it doesn't need to make up your entire training program or your entire training philosophy. It's just a tool you're going to add to your training. Now, these aren't the only 3 exercises you can do with the landmine, but these are the ones I typically gravitate towards within programming for my athletes. And these are typically used for strength and power. There is a small muscle building component to it as well. But these are just 3 exercises that I like to use. Again, why would you use the landmine over something else? Typically, it's if you have shoulder problems. And pressing overhead, or even just pressing in general with the barbell, can cause a lot of people issues. With a dumbbell, you might be better off, but landmine provides another option for that, especially to get somewhat overhead or more of an incline. So again, this is not going to include the landmine punch. I don't think the landmine punch is a funny one because it's seen as the most specific exercise for combat athletes for transfer to punching, but that's here nor there. I don't think it has any real use, and you need a partner to do it as well. I don't have a partner in here, so it's just going to be me showing you a few things. So the first one we're going to do, the landmine rotation. I'll give you a few different angles of it. There's a couple of different ways of doing it. You can do it where I'm squared off here and I'm just moving my upper body or my arms, and my hips and feet stay square and straight. I typically don't do it that way, but that is one way you can do it. The other way is having the hip turn each time, so you're using your hips when you're doing it. That's the way I like to do it. And then you can also go from one side to the other side. You get a great eccentric load on the way down. So you got those variations there too. So I'm just gonna show you with just the bar so you can see it in action. So our landmine, I'm coming down. You can see my hip twist in, so I can load this leg and power to the top. Now you can go all the way around here. And that way you're getting a great eccentric load each side to slow the bar down. So that's something you can progress to as well after you've gone through maybe a few cycles of just going one side and loading the hip heavy. You'll be able to go heavier on this variation I'm showing you now, doing one side at a time versus going side to side. So you might use the side to side one maybe in fight camp, closer to a fight, and you might use this one out of fight camp as an example. The next one I've got for you is a half kneeling landmine press. Again, you can do this tall kneeling, half kneeling, standing, just all different variations. I just really like this half kneeling variation. It feels really good, and you can really emphasize what I want to show you here. And I'll try to give you a couple of different views, but the first one, holding the barbell, elbow should be slightly out. It shouldn't be completely in. It can be. I always like to be in that same line as the shoulder blade, just like when you're doing any kind of other pressing. When I'm pressing forward, I want my shoulder blade to come all the way forward. So I'm getting the shoulder blade to move with the shoulder. That's what you want with good shoulder function. So coming down here and then getting that shoulder blade to move. And you'll see I'll have a slight lean forward with the body because I don't want to finish like this with my head, torso upright behind my arm. I want to finish in line with my arm, with my head and my torso. Similar to how you would if you're pressing overhead, you're going to finish with your head in line. The final variation is a power variation. It's a landmine jerk. You can do it push press style. The push presses tend to feel a little awkward on the landmine versus the jerk variations. So with the jerk variations, I typically like to have a slight stagger in the beginning. The foot you have forward will be the opposite to the hand, and that's the leg that's going to go forward. So you're going to start here, you're going to have a slight dip with the legs, you're going to power up, and you land in this jerk position. You're going to have your same position with the shoulder blade coming up and forward, the head and torso in line, and you're just going to be in a stable position here. Step back with the front leg, and you're back here. Dip, drive. Those are 3 exercises that you could add to your training, especially if you do have shoulder problems that traditional barbell exercises or dumbbell exercises don't let you do. These are ones that you can use. Again, nothing special about this compared to doing your Olympic weightlifting variations or throws and jumps, etc. Just another tool to add to your toolbox, and just ways that you can do them properly to get the most out of them. Please let me know down in the comments if there's something else you want me to cover. If there's more exercises, landmine variations questions, let me know. And I can make videos on those, or I'll get back to you down in the comments.